In heaven there is no fear. That's why we drink it here. But when we're gone from here, all our friends will be taking on a beer. Let's go!
I think I could hold my breath for the rest of the year.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
Boy, it's been a while since I did a video. I haven't done a video all year. The last video you saw was last year. I need to get more regular with my video schedule. Resale Rabbit here. This is the final video of this Home Alone in the Warehouse video series where I'm shipping every day. I should have called it that from the start. We got some eBay orders to ship out. Let's grab those. We got 14 sales for $469. First is going to be over here in C32, which is right here. And it's one of these cords. I have no idea what it goes for, but it sold for $6. Oh, it's just an auxiliary extension cord. Sold for $6. Z1, that's going to be one of these things. Sold for $60. I dropped the price on them yesterday because as I was going through doing inventory, I did this shelf. And those have dropped in price quite a bit since we listed them. Next is Z62 down here. And we sold something that's in this box. There it is. Film. This is expired. It expired in 2010, 15 years ago. Holy crap, that can't be right. 2010. 2011, 2012, 2025. Okay, 3 years ago, actually. Paid $1 for it the other day at an antique mall in the middle of nowhere. Next, in B21, which is going to be up here, I sold a Christmas stocking. This came from Pottery Barn. It sold for $34.99. It's a pretty nice one. I wish I had a second one, then I would wear them. Let's go to G31, which is going to be right here. We sold a DVD set. Christiana found this at Goodwill and gave it to me to sell, and I'm not going to pay her for it because it sold for $12, meaning it's going to be like $4 after shipping and fees, maybe a little more than that. It's not worth the paperwork to pay her $4. That was just a donation for the very expensive drinks that I purchased last night. An expensive dinner. She's worth it. Next, let's see if this is the right size. This is a size large, so we'll go on the back. So over here, the last one in this box, Green Bay Packers jacket, size XL. And I think this sold to a viewer. I have to check. I think he sent an eBay message afterwards. And it says, "Thanks, Rabbit, for accepting my offer on this item. Can't wait to receive it." And da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Go, Pack, go! M2-1, that's Malva 21. Right here. Sold for $21. I don't know why this thing keeps freaking out on me. Are you guys hearing this going off every couple of minutes? Sold for $21. I paid $4.99 for this at Goodwill the other day. Next, for $69.99, I sold another one of these. There we go. Now you can see what it is. I'm going to unplug that thing. Another viewer sale. Let's see if it's over here. It's size large. We got to go on the back. So back here, let's see. We're looking for, in there, nope. In here, nope. In here. Nope. Where is it? Interesting. There we go. New York Giants size 3X jacket. This one also going to a viewer, so I'll go back and read what he wrote. This was Scott, who says, I've been thinking about this since I saw your video, Rabbit. Been waiting since COVID. Well, I appreciate the purchase, Scott. And I appreciate you guys trading X McKinney to us. That was very, very helpful this season. Also, it was Jarrett who bought the Packers one. I don't know if I mentioned your name. I appreciate the support from you as well. C53 is going to be over here. And that's going to be right there. We sold one of these the other day. It's for an old laptop. $12.99. We had 2 of them. And we sold one more of these. $50 for this one. Ooh. And there it goes. It's probably fine. It originally came from Amazon, so it's designed to be just destroyed in shipping and still survive shipping. So all 3 of those sold. Dropping the price was a good idea, but it makes me wonder if I dropped the price too much. I just looked to see what others were selling for. All right, now we got a long walk ahead. It'll be 15 miles to get to the next item, or 500. I would walk 500 miles just to sell an item that I store back here. I guess if I were keeping track, this is why these videos take so long, because I just grab the items that are back here when I come back here to ship normally, because we were just here. But this is going to be in this room right here. This is kind of where we keep long tail items that don't really move all that fast. And that is going to be in here. We sold 2 of these mirrors for trucks for a total of $29. I've got a couple more boxes full of them. It's really important if you're selling on eBay to be on top of your shipping. You don't want things to ship out late. They can really hurt your account. It can upset your buyers, and you can actually lose your eBay account. And I'm a little ashamed of myself. A couple of these items, they actually sold last year, and I'm just shipping them now. Oh boy. Now we'll take a walk in here. I wonder if this light still works. I haven't turned it on all year. Oh good, it still works. Somewhere over here, we're looking for an item. There we go. We've got a Starbucks mug. We sold for $30. Rhode Island. And if you're wondering why we got a bunch of auction stuff in there, I've got a buyer from out of state who has family here who comes like once a year to pick stuff up. It's an arrangement we worked out. He buys a lot of stuff, and as long as he's just buying little stuff, I'm fine with him showing up once or twice a year. Although I'm surprised he didn't ask to pick up in the past week or two, because Christmas time I figured he'd be up here. And lastly, in X31, we sold one of these Under Armour shirts. It's a shirt that was actually designed for law enforcement. It came on a pallet full of like fire department and police officer stuff. And this is sold for $19.99. And Kyle, if you're watching, I still haven't found the rest of that pallet. So that is today's sales. The Lion stuff was paid for, so I'm gonna ship that out today as well. Well, I was gonna throw stickers into each of these boxes for the 2 viewer sales, but I can't find them. So I guess they're getting Boulder Lake Lodge pins instead. They're from that campground we cleared out from the 70s. I don't know, you can throw them away if you don't want them. So if you're paying attention, you might notice the wardrobe change. And if you're paying really close attention, you might notice I wore this yesterday. This is Resale Rabbit from the past, from the year 2024. I filmed, edited, and the video is currently uploading. And then I continued filming, completely forgetting that the video was done. So the couple of clips you're going to see in a second, they're actually going to be on today's, but it took place last year. And now when I put these in the box, rather than doing this, where they're harder to get, I'm doing them like this. You know what? I just realized this video is done. I already finished editing and the video is uploading right now. Why am I still filming? Okay, this is gonna be tacked onto tomorrow's video. Anyway, so I'm doing this since I'm putting each size in its own box. A little bit trickier to grab than just pulling this out if it's coming from the bottom one, but it's a little bit easier than having them all, jumbled in with other stuff. So I'll show you a couple of auction items that we're pulling a whole bunch for shipping, but that's gonna be tomorrow. That's Ben's job. But this one, they are sending a bank wire. This is so cool. Let me get it under some light so you can see it. It's an antique jade pendant, hand carved. We sold it for about $1,200, a little over $1,200. Got a couple little chips in it, but this thing is really cool. Look at that. It's like they carved it 3D somehow. I thought it was neat. Because of its value, they have to send us a bank wire, so it won't get shipped for a few days. So I'll get to hang on to it for a few more days, and it's going to Canada. Seems like everybody who was bidding on this was in Canada. I don't know why. And we've got a viewer sale, and I only know it was a viewer because I recognize the name. We got lot 21 here. Super Mario World for Super Nintendo. So that is going to Kyle. I have no idea how many viewers buy from the auction. I've had once or twice someone will like flag me down at pickup day and tell me they're a viewer. And then one other person has mentioned that they're a viewer, but most people don't. But I appreciate the purchase, Kyle. Well, I'll ship that up. Well, it's New Year's. They're not picking up today anyway, so it'll go tomorrow. Oh, I got a new thing for the collection to hang on the wall. I paid a lot more than what I would have liked for this. How cool is this? Isn't this awesome? It's even signed by the artist. I bought this. It was on Marketplace for $25, and I asked if it was still available, and she said it was pending pickup. And I said, "What if I pay $50? Will it be available then?" And she said, "Done." So I paid $50 for it. I thought it was an actual painting, not a print, but it's still cool. I shipped it out. Kyle's game. It's nestled safely under our tree. Anybody recognize that one? That one's a little more obscure. So auction. I hammered down. I got about a pallet of stuff listed in the auction yesterday. Over here. It doesn't look like much. We came to about the end of the table last time, but I added more tables. This thing, I wish I could show you. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. They're like keys for a keyboard, like a computer keyboard, but they're all like anime, very adult-themed pictures. It doesn't even have the letters and numbers on it. Some more odds and ends. This is a fly mask for a horse. I don't know if that'll sell. Some of this stuff is just kind of try and get rid of it, like all these post caps. This thing works, doesn't have a charger, and it doesn't work when me, a fully grown adult male, sits on it, but it probably works when a child sits on it. The wheels were turning when I pushed the button. I really strained the battery when I sat on it. What else? This is kind of a grouping of stuff that I pulled from eBay. And then you saw the grouping of stuff from the tool buyout. There's some more eBay stuff up here you might recognize from yesterday's video. I also did the whole pallet of fudgy bombs. This pallet was the bottom half of those gift bags, and I figured the gift bags weren't going to do that great, but these would make up for it. It was the other way around. These didn't do that great, but the gift bags did so well in the sale. I still have a handful of cases left over that we'll save for next Christmas, but this will be lot 100. I'm sure it'll sell for like $6. We did sell a few of them when we put them out on bag day for $5 per box. Other sale stuff, these we're going to save for Halloween because I think they'll sell as costumes. I'm going to save this and put it back as a special buy item in the summer sale. I feel like it's too cold out for bikes. These, I put a lot of 6 of them together in the auction. The rest of them, I think I'm just going to put out on $5 day of the next sale and let them sell through. And these, pallet looks a lot smaller. I was able to give away about half of it. We'll just put it in the auction. Hopefully it sells for $2 and someone picks it up. That's the auction that ended yesterday. It's all getting picked up tomorrow. And then this one is online with all the coin banks. One of these, I don't know where it is. I want it. It's just a basic, look at for a similar one. It's just a basic one, kind of like these, but it's a Green Bay bank. So I want it for that. It's not a cool one like the spaceship ones, but it does have a Green Bay. I think it's Kellogg, which hasn't existed since like the 70s. But there's some cool stuff in here. I'm excited to see how this goes. The consigner has 2 shelves. There's still another shelf full of stuff. Mitch is the person who dealt with them. If I remember the story he told me, that it's their parents' estate, but they live in Australia, so they came to the U.S. to bring us all the higher dollar stuff from their estate. I don't remember the whole story. But this shelf is also all of theirs, so I'd imagine there's going to be a lot more coin banks in here too for a future auction. We've also got someone this week who's going to bring us a whole bunch of older Lego sets. Some open, some factory sealed. So as she said, 90s and early 2000s. She got them for her son. Well, I don't want to share too many details because it is a little bit more personal, even though you'll never be able to figure out who it is because it's just a random person. But I'll just leave it at that. So let's talk about Patreon. After I did the video yesterday, I decided to add a couple more tiers. I'm going to pull it up on my screen here, and I'll show you. So with Patreon, I've got 3 tiers now. There's a free one. I don't even know what that is. I don't think I can even see the people in it. So if you signed up for the free one, cool. I appreciate it. I don't think you're going to get anything. Maybe I'll play around with it and see if I can find something that I can do with that. But we've got 3 different tiers here. I have 3 people who signed up for that. I don't know why it says 2 members. It said 1 earlier, but I got 3 emails with 3 different names. So I don't know what's going on there. I was just going to show you, but it's got their email addresses, so I don't want to put that on there. Bradley, Evan, and Hypocorism. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I appreciate you signing up. They all signed up for the daily videos. Now let's talk about Patreon. So 3 tiers. The first tier is $5 a month. We're going to do a monthly live stream. I'm not going to do like a set date each month. I'll announce the date, a week or 2 in advance because I have a weird schedule all the time. It's going to be 1 live stream per month. It's going to be about an hour long, and we can just talk about whatever. Now, you know me. I know me. I like to ramble. In fact, I have a feeling the rest of this video is going to be a lot of rambling. So it's probably going to go over an hour, and I very well might do more than 1 a month. But I'm just saying at least 1 a month for an hour. At least an hour. In the beginning, when there's just a few people, we'll just talk about it. I think it'll be pretty informal. If a whole bunch of people sign up, then we'll have to figure out, maybe we'll figure something else out where we've got a handful of people randomly selected who can be like video participant and the rest of the people in the chat. I really don't know how it works. I've never actually hosted a live stream. But anyways, and I'm also not sure if there's a way to do it where you guys can be in it other than just in the chat. I've got a lot of figuring out to do. But I think it'll be fun. I will have, and we'll just chat about whatever. I will have a list of topics and things just in case there's a lull in the conversation so I can ramble about something. But I think it'll be fun. So that's the $5 a month one. And you also get that with the other 2 tiers as well. The next one is $11.99 a month. That is where I'm going to try and do daily videos. Those videos are going to be similar to these, but they're going to be on Patreon. Most of the people who commented talking about it yesterday, it was pretty positive. I got some advice and tips, which I love to hear. If you guys have anything that I should include in one of these tiers or add as a separate tier, I thought about doing a crazy one that was like $200 a month. And, once or twice a year, I'll fly to you wherever you live and we'll go thrifting together. Thinking about it. But I don't think anyone's going to, that's going to be expensive. But it's going to be expensive to fly to you and go through. Anyways, so with this, anyways, the comments. Most of them were pretty positive. One person had mentioned that they prefer YouTube memberships, which YouTube membership seems a lot easier on my end too. But their fees are ridiculous. If you guys really want to do memberships, I can add these same tiers on YouTube as a YouTube membership. And then I would just have to raise the price to counteract the, I think YouTube is like 30 or 40% in fees. It's crazy. Patreon is 8% and then like 3.5 plus 30 cents for the credit card fee. So it ends up being about 13, 14%. YouTube is redonkulous. I haven't heard anyone say redonkulous in a long time. I feel like I need to bring that back. Anyways, so that was something mentioned. One person, I think they were under the impression that I was just done with YouTube and only doing Patreon. That is not true. YouTube is going to be the same as it normally is, a video once or twice a week, the same type of videos, buying out a storage unit, going to the auction in Georgia. I'm going to be speaking, I don't think I officially announced this yet. I'm going to be speaking at Plains to Profits again in Omaha this year. Let me, PLA... how do you spell planes? There's two spellings. Try INS to profit. What are the dates for that? That is 85 days, 9 hours, and 55 minutes from right now. Less from when you're watching. It's March 28th and 29th in Omaha. I really should book my room at that place, but I'll be speaking there again. But anyways, that type of video will go on just the YouTube channel. There will be the pallet unboxings, the warehouse sale videos. Occasionally I might do an estate auction video. All of that stuff is going to stay the same. If you don't sign up for Patreon, you're not going to see any difference on YouTube other than the fact that I will occasionally mention it at the end of a video. Sign up for Patreon for daily videos. But my goal here, and I don't know how long I'll be able to do it, is to do a video just like these, pulling eBay orders every single day of the week. Weekdays only. We don't work weekends. I'm saying it will be at least 3 days a week, unless I'm like sick or out of town or something like that. It'll be at least 3 days a week, because there'll probably be some days where we've got one sale is not worth. I'll put a footnote in the next video, or days where I'm super busy and just can't ship eBay that day, or things like that. So at least 3 is the goal. We're trying to do daily though. We'll see how long I can make this work. It's going to be a lot of work. I'm estimating if I do 5 videos per week, that's going to be about 15 hours of extra work per month. And I love doing YouTube. It's a hobby for me. I don't get paid much. I rarely have a sponsor on here. It's almost entirely the ad revenue from the commercials you watch on these videos. And I don't know how many commercials there are on these videos. Sometimes people complain that there are a lot, but I don't set them up. Anyways, it's not much. On these videos, this series, I would be surprised if I made $5 per video. It's not much. So I need something. If I'm doing daily videos, if I'm working 15 hours extra per week on this, it's no longer going to be a fun hobby for me. And I've always said I'm going to keep doing YouTube as long as it's fun. Once it stops being fun, I'm going to stop doing YouTube. So I don't want that to happen. I want it to keep being fun. I feel like if I'm getting paid for the extra 15 hours a week, that's taken away from time here on other projects, that's taken away from free time at home, then it might be more worthwhile, and I might be able to stick with it on the daily videos. But we'll see how that goes. During the pandemic, it was a lot easier. If you've been following that long, we were shut down. The whole state was shut down, and I was shipping eBay orders, and I was filming it every day. But that's literally that was my job, shipping eBay orders. So I wasn't working a whole lot. So I had the time for it. That's not really the case now. I am so busy. It's so hard to plan things. Anyways, Christian and I are planning a really big event this summer, and I don't even know how we're going to have time for that. Especially adding another 15 hours. Anyways, so YouTube will remain the same. These videos are the ones that I really don't put on YouTube, so you wouldn't get them anyways normally. The only real difference is occasionally during a warehouse sale, I will go through and pull orders 1 or 2 days on the video. But those videos were like 2 hours long in the last sale. I need to shorten them anyways, so I probably wouldn't do that in the next one. I don't know how those got to be so long. Probably because I do things like this. This clip right here is 7 minutes and 12 seconds long so far. 7 minutes and 15 seconds, 16 seconds, 17 seconds. Why do these videos get so long? I can't figure it out. So anyways, those are the first 2 tiers. The third tier is $30 a month. You're still going to get the daily videos. You're still going to get the live stream, the monthly live stream. The third tier, whenever I go on a trip, whether it's a work trip or a vacation, I send Christiane a postcard. Even if she's with me, I try to buy one all sneaky and write it out when she's in the bathroom. If she's pooping, then I have more time to write a longer note, and then I'll drop it in a mailbox. I'm going to do that for you guys. I don't need to be as sneaky because you're probably not going to be on vacation with me, and you're you know it's coming because you're paying for it. But and it's probably gonna be less mushy and lovey-dovey. Probably. I guess it depends who signs up. If Christiana signs up, then it might be the same. But then I have to send her 2 postcards, so I'm gonna need to think of 2 things to send her each trip. And that's gonna be complicated. Anyways, so you get a postcard. I'm paying for the postcard, which is usually like $1 to $3. Sometimes like $5 or $6. That's ridiculous. $1 to $3 for the postcard I have to pay, and then of course the stamp, which is like $45 or whatever a stamp is worth now. So there's that. If it's international, then I have to pay. I think it's like $2. I think it's like 60 cents or 70 cents domestic and $2 international. And sometimes I will go on a lot of trips and send like 10 postcards out. So those months, I'm going to be losing a lot of money. That's kind of why I capped it at 10 people. If it turns out that I'm not losing as much money and my hand isn't cramping up as much and it fills up and more people want to sign up, I might make it like 15 or 20. We'll play it by ear. I also don't want to spend my entire vacation writing out postcards, but it will be a handwritten note for you. The address I'll probably have like pre-printed address labels to stick on it, because towards that last couple of postcards, my hand is going to be like this, and I don't think they'll be able to read the address. Hopefully you'll be able to read the note. But anyways, that's kind of the plan for that one. Some months, it might just be a couple. Other months, it might be like 10. I think between the end of March, when I'm in Omaha, and April, I'm going on a lot of trips. So there's probably going to be a lot. And this isn't just business trips. There might be some trips that, like, we're just going on vacations. There isn't even a video of it, and you'll get a random postcard. But I'm covering all the costs for that. It is open for international people. As long as I can send a postcard. If you live in Canada, my understanding is they're not delivering mail there, so it might sit for a while. But then there are some months, I wanted to add, there are some months where I don't travel. It's very rare. I don't think I went anywhere in December. I mean, I guess I went to Milwaukee the other day, but I don't really count that as traveling. That's 100 miles away. Anyways, I don't travel much, or didn't travel much in December. So in the rare event, that's probably the first month that I didn't travel in 2 years, but on the rare event that that happens, I will make sure you're still getting a postcard. I'll send it from Green Bay. I can play around with the price. This is my first time doing something like this, so if it ends up being, if I can lower the price later, or if I have to raise the price later, I might have to play around with it, but I'm hoping to not have to raise the price on any of these. I don't see any reason why I would have to raise the price on the first 2. If the daily video one, if I only have like 10 people who sign up, after Patreon's fees, that would end up being like $250 a month. I don't do public math. All right, 10 people times, after their fees, I get like $8. That'd be $80 a month. I can't do math. That's why I don't do public math. $80 a month. If that's all I'm getting, I would appreciate you guys very much, but I would probably get rid of that tier just because it wouldn't be worth it for me. This is a lot of rambling. We're at 11 minutes and 24 seconds, 25 seconds, 26 seconds, 27 seconds. Should I get the phone book out again? Some of you guys were really annoyed by that. The next video, I had a lot of suggestions, like reading Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, reading the dictionary. There were a lot of suggestions. I thought about doing a couple, but the bit was only funny once. Or was it? I don't have a phone book with an arm's reach. I've got this. I went to list it online and just left it in here because I've got a million of these. But I feel like this is probably pretty explicit. He didn't kill those women. Couldn't have. The serial killer was left-handed. It's like an episode of Monk. That's all I'm going to read because I'm pretty sure that's a pretty explicit book. So that's about all I got with Patreon. We'll see if it works, if it's something that I'm interested in continuing, if it's something that you guys are interested in. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Just because you suggest something doesn't mean I'm going to do it, but I will always listen to suggestions. The live stream video, or the live stream tier, was actually a viewer suggestion. Christiana counts as a viewer, so viewer suggestion. But that's about all I've got for this video. It's getting pretty late. I had a pretty late start today because we were up super late last night because it was New Year's. So I think this is where I'm going to end this video. But if you want to sign up for Patreon, link is down below. I've also got other links for things. I'm debating if I'm going to get rid of the Buy Me a Lemonade since Patreon is a $5 tier and you can kind of get the same thing but get stuff out of it. But I don't know. You know, I don't think I've ever added a bank account to that. I probably should, because there's probably a few bucks in there. I know quite a few people. Let's go to that. Buy me. I almost typed buy me a lemonade. Log in. Is my info pre-logged in? It is. So I have last 30 days, $10 in earnings. I'll read some people. Marcus, who actually has a monthly lemonade. Marcus, I appreciate that. You should cancel that and sign up for the $5 Patreon. Then you can get a live video. Tile reseller, who I'm told is comments on my videos. I've watched a few of your videos, or mentions me in his videos. I've watched a few of your videos. Haven't seen you mention me yet, but I don't deny that it's there. Hernan 1017, Leslie, nappy. That sounds like a bad word. I'm just gonna say nappy. I don't think it's a bad word, but I learned a racial slur recently that I didn't know was a racial slur. The guy was talking about a certain type of people. I'm not gonna say it here. But I thought he was talking about a different type of people that, like, are government workers, like post office employees, but for a different entity. I guess I can say the Department of Transportation. I thought he was talking about people from the Department of Transportation. Did not know he was talking about a certain race of people. So I don't know all the bad words. So if I see something that looks like a bad word, I'm going to be extra careful on YouTube. Kathy, Jax, and Dat have all bought me lemonades on buymeacoffee.com. So I appreciate every one of you. That is awesome. I don't think I have, is there payouts? Let's click that. There's $123 in there. I haven't actually added my bank account, so I need to do that. So it says withdraw. Maybe I did add my bank account. Withdraw balance to... Would you like to withdraw Stripe Express? Isn't this a great video? Oh, I guess I do have my bank account in there. So I'll use that money to do something fun. I was thinking, I've got a few ideas on videos that are going to be a little costly. Actually, Christian and I are doing like a bingo card for New Year's resolutions. And one of them, I have a video series that I wanted to do that my initial envision is it would be produced very well, like a reality show. But basically, I travel across the country to some reseller and just kind of follow them around for a week. Somebody who has some interesting... There's a reseller that I know who have like 14 children. That's an exaggeration, but they have a lot of children and they still resell full-time while raising their children. I think it'd be super interesting to just follow them around for a week and kind of see how they do it. And maybe I'll let them know that I'm following them. So situations like that, some people have a big warehouse, some people do it from their home or a storage unit. I think that would be an interesting take to see how other people are doing it. But obviously, you know, taking a week off of work here, flying across the country, the cost of that, the cost of the hotels, that's going to be very expensive videos to produce. They're probably, if I do all the work myself and don't hire people to help film and edit, it will probably end up costing me several $1,000s per video, and I will not make that back. Even if it goes viral, I probably would only make a couple hundred back. So that's why I'm doing these, to try and also generate some revenue for the channel so I can do fun things like that. Or I've been wanting to buy pallets from some of the big pallet sellers, like bulk and liquidation and whatnot, and just do trial runs, buy a random pallet and see if they're any good. And yes, I could reach out to them and say, hey, will you send me a pallet to unbox on video? But then you don't know if they're just sending you one that's actually really good and nothing like what they normally do, or if that's just a normal regular pallet. So I would like to buy a pallet, just completely, go online. They have no idea I'm doing it, and buy a pallet and see if it's any good, so you guys can see if it's any good. But again, that costs money. So that's why I'm trying to monetize this channel a little bit more with the occasional sponsorship and these things. But I think that's about enough, because this clip is 17 minutes long and 40 seconds, 41, 42 seconds, 43 seconds. And these videos weren't supposed to be long because I'm trying to edit them every day. So anyways, that's all I got for this one. Patreon links below. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. We'll be back to a normal schedule next week. I have to think of a video to film for that one, but we'll have a video. And then Patreon daily videos will start. I'll film it tomorrow. I'm not going to try and do the thing where I upload them the same day. I'm sure there'll be some, but some will probably be next day or even a couple days later. But I will start filming tomorrow for Patreon. So see you in the next one. I appreciate all the views, and bye. Happy New Year.